Welcome back to the panic room, everyone. Or maybe just my kitchen. Welcome to another episode of Pack Snacks. Now, if you didn't tune into episode 1, we made horror Halloween cookies. So you should go check that out. We had a ball. At least I did. So you might be asking yourself, what in the world could Pax have in store today? Well, today we are making the Ghost of Christmas Past. Or present. Or future. No, I scored this little guy for a discount at like an after Halloween sale, and he's just so stinking cute. I thought we could do an episode of Pack Snacks with him. But before we begin, you guys might remember, if you tuned in for episode 1, that we had a very awesome mug for beverages. In that video, it was booze. I'll wait till you stop laughing. But I did just get off work. It's like 2 o'clock in the day, and I thought perhaps that's not appropriate yet. Actually, I just wanted to really try this tea. Sweet Harvest Pumpkin. It's like a little bit of Halloween in our Christmas video. So, a little bit about today. I have never used silicone baking anything, so this may or may not work out. I'm going to post it either way, but it may or may not work out. Another reason it might not work out is, unlike last time, I actually have most of our ingredients already gathered, but I don't eat eggs or milk, personally. So I'm going to be substituting the eggs with applesauce. The only box cake mix that I could find that didn't have like milk powder was this one. Now, you know, like I said in the last video, you do you, boo. I'm cooking this based on what I choose to eat. If you eat eggs, cool, that's fine. I just don't, so that's why I'm using applesauce today. So, unlike the last video, I thought that perhaps we could do a tag. And I was thinking, you know what, I don't want a tag that I have to think too hard about because I'm gonna have to be like measuring and all that jazz. So I thought we could do, I found this like get to know me in 25 questions tag. We'll see how far we get. But I thought that would be kind of neat. You know, maybe like while I'm putting shit together, you know, just take a little glance at my phone. I screenshot all the prompts and see where we get, okay? So let's go. Okay, so first we have to preheat the oven. Bake 350. Step 1 complete. All right, then we have to oil the cake pan, which, you have to oil silicone? I mean, I guess you do. I'll follow directions. I'm just terrified this is gonna come out looking like a big old lump of nothing, but you know, we'll love it. We'll love it either way here in the panic room. You ain't gotta be beautiful. You ain't gotta be beautiful, little ghosty. Alright, so while we're doing this, what is prompt 1? Oh, number 1, what is your channel about? Books. That was pretty easy. No, I mean, I think we do, obviously it's book related stuff, but I think we do other cool things here, you know? I mean, I feel like it's just horror and horror adjacent. Perhaps, yeah, we'll go with that. Horror and horror adjacent. All right, next we have to blend the cake mix, water, egg whites or applesauce, and oil in a large bowl until moistened. How many of y'all hate that word? So let's see, we're gonna have to put a pause real quick while I get all this shit in a bowl so that I don't make an ungodly mess. Cake mix. You know what's terrible? What occurred to me about baking videos is like, you know, when we're talking about books, you can just pause, delete, and like redo. You can't do that when you only have 1 box of cake mix. You know, like you screw up, it's screwed up. 1 cup of water. You know, I'm actually going to use almond milk because big brain time. I was thinking since I took out the eggs that I needed to add back a little bit of fat. So I thought maybe the almonds that were generous enough to give their milk would assist with that. I was not the best at math in school. Shocking, I know. And I do know that applesauce, it's 1/4 of a cup per 1 egg. I do know that. So let's do that. It calls for 3 eggs, so we're gonna do 1, 2, 3. All right, and oil. Okay, we need 1/2 cup of that. Oh God, that's a lot of oil. All right, everything is in the bowl. Okay, question 2. How old are you? That's easy, 36. Comment down below, did y'all know that? I feel like you knew that, because I've said I'm the child of the 90s. I feel like you knew I was at least in my 30s. What's your relationship status? Taken? I guess? We actually just had our 8-year anniversary. The day before Halloween. Appropriately enough. And did you go to college? Occupation, those are 2 different questions. Yes, I did go to college for a lot of years. But what I went to college for is not my current occupation. My BA is in psychology. My first MA was in systematic theology and religious studies, and my second MA is in marriage and family counseling. Number 5, where are you from? West by God, Virginia, if you can't tell by the accent. And number 6, looking back, what would you have told your 10-year-old self? Don't do things just because you think you have to. Yeah. Don't do anything because you think you have to. Go your own way. Number 7, tell us about your family. Actually, let's pause real quick and do the next step here. Pour into pan and bake immediately. Oh, okay. Well, our oven isn't even preheated, so we got time. All right, so number 7, tell us about your family. Well, it's kind of small. I have a brother, a younger brother, not much younger than me, but he's amazing. He's married to a very wonderful woman, and they are deliriously happy. My mom, my stepdad, yeah, not a whole lot to tell. My stepdad is amazing at lots of stuff. He does a lot with like gardening, canning. He can pretty much like strip a house and refinish it. I mean, like plumbing, electrical, the whole thing. Self-taught too. Like he's like a genius. My mom is exactly the type of mom that I needed. My mom is not the kind of mom that you see on TV, like so far removed. You know, you see on TV where like the kid moves out and then the mom comes over and has to like be shoved out the door. No. I would have to go, when I lived close to them, I would have to go see her. Yeah, because she's just really cool about giving her kids privacy. And it's like she never had that problem of understanding that her kids were adults. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really lucky in that regard. And 2, if you want to relate it to books, if it wasn't for my mom reading to me when I was a kid, you know, my mom hates to read. She'll tell you straight out, she hates to read. But she recognized how important it was for a child to read. And so she read to us, me and my brother both. And it didn't stick with him, but it did with me. And I mean, I owe her everything for that. I really, truly think that it is the reason I'm pouring this into the ghost. I feel like we have too much batter. Oh God. Okay, maybe, yeah, I don't think I'm going to put any more batter. We have like, I don't know, maybe half a cup of batter that we're not using. I might find something to do with that in a moment. But yeah, so we have our batter in the ghost. And we're going to finish waiting for the oven to preheat before I stick him in there. I might actually spoon some of that out. I feel like it's a little too full. Because I feel like it's going to start rising and just go all over the sides of his little ghosty body. All right, so what was I doing? I was talking about my mom. Okay, so yeah, she just apparently must have got the memo that, you know, your kids are going to grow up and that's okay. You know? So yeah, I think she's really cool about that. Let's see. That's about it. That's about it. My mom has a big family. My mom comes from a really big family, like 7 of them. That's pretty much my family. Oh, and you might want to know about the people I live with. Yeah, my boyfriend and my boyfriend's youngin'. Number 8, what's your favorite holiday? Moving on. Halloween. Duh. Number 9, you have no budget. What is your dream vacation? That's a tough one. Ah, our oven's preheated. All right, everyone pray to your spirits for this spirit. Check it after 20 minutes. 20 to 24 minutes. Okay, so we have a while. Let's do this. What were we on? Number 9, you have no budget. What is your dream vacation? That is tough because there are a lot of places in the world I would like to go. You know, I think I might have to say Nepal or India. The culture, oh my gosh. The culture is just so rich and beautiful. And you know what? I can't even tell you what time I want to go. They have a festival where like each day they celebrate a different animal, and the name escapes me right now. But there's a day that they celebrate dogs that I've seen. Oh, I would go to that. I would go to that in a heartbeat. Yeah, yeah. And plus, you know, I'm kind of very much into like yoga and Buddhism and things like that. So I feel like it would not only be a wonderful trip, but also kind of probably educational for me too, which I like stuff like that. So, but you know, Egypt's way up there. Greece is way up there. Japan is way up there. You know, honestly, if I had no budget, I would probably just go around the world. Truth be told, I would just go around the world because I could think of a reason to go almost everywhere. All right, so number 10, name your biggest pet peeves. Probably ungratefulness. I know it's like, that's such a big and broad one to say. I really can't stand to see like entitlement, I guess, or people who just take what they have for granted, maybe. And I know a lot of that comes with age. I do. I know, like, you almost have to have a few years on you before you truly appreciate some things in this world. But yeah, it always irks me, ungratefulness. That's why I try to the best of my ability, get through to people how much I appreciate what they do for me, even if it's like something super small. Like, and it's probably why I'm real bad about like accepting gifts and things, because I'm like, oh, you don't have to. No, you really don't have to. Please don't go out of your way. Yeah, it's like a neurosis for me. But yeah, probably being ungrateful. That's a big pet peeve for me. What book changed your life? I can't even tell you. I have read so many powerful books. One that jumps to mind is Night by Elie Wiesel. That really put into perspective just how low people can actually be and how terrible they can be to each other. I really loved a lot of the Buddhist texts that I've read. You know, a lot about like going out and searching for yourself, finding out for yourself, taking responsibility for yourself. Yeah, just the idea of, oh, what's that quote? Don't put the key to your happiness in another person's pocket. I feel like there's a lot of truth to that. And I've read a lot of texts surrounding that have been very impactful. Number 12, what simple invention improved the world? Wow. My first thought is something like forks. Probably, I mean, I guess, maybe this is the easy answer, but I guess maybe the internet. I think it improved connectivity. Can it simultaneously improve the world and send us spiraling to our own demise? Because I feel like the internet did both of those things. All right, so number 13, favorite movies, TV shows. Oh, wow. How long does this thing bake? The first one that comes to mind is probably American Psycho. Easily one of my favorite movies of all time. Next would be Frank Miller's Sin City. I loved that. I loved it. I really liked Identity. That was a good movie. Then of course, I mean, you got Edward Scissorhands. Oh God, what else? Coraline. I loved Coraline. Really any Tim Burton like animated thing I'm usually on board for. Shocking. Let's see. I love all the classics. Ghostbusters, Ninja Turtles, any of those. Any like big name thing from the 90s I'm probably gonna like. Oh, Indiana Jones. Oh, that was huge when I was a kid. Huge. We watched those constantly. Oh, and the best movie of all time, Beauty and the Beast. The Disney version, actually. I've never, maybe one day I'll do a video on it. I've never went into my whole obsession with Beauty and the Beast. I do have the entire part of my left thigh completely wrapped in Beauty and the Beast iconography. Yeah, so I've tried to think. I was 6 years old when Disney released that movie, and I remember thinking that at the time she was the only brunette Disney princess that liked to read, that wasn't obsessed with the muscular dude in the town, and I was enraptured. But I have since, like, I've looked into the story. The story is super old, if you don't know, and yeah, I love it. There's something about the magic of Stockholm Syndrome. No, I'm just kidding. Something about the magic of seeing the person inside. Maybe like seeing past the beast in all of us. There was just something poetically beautiful about that. Even today, my 6-year-old self grasped it. Probably not. Number 14, describe yourself using 3 fictional characters. Jeez. Oh, Lord. Hold on, let me pull up the list of Tim Burton movies. Let's see, we'll give myself Sally to be a Tim Burton character. So we'll give ourselves Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. Let's see, who else? Belle. We'll go with Belle, for the whole like reading thing. And then we'll go with the murderers from Wrong Turn for the accent and the location. And the face. I'm just kidding. Let's see, number 15. What was your dream job? Well, I've had a lot, and I've done most of them. I wanted to be a yoga instructor, which I've done, and would still be doing. Thanks, COVID. I think under the surface, I always wanted to be a teacher. Even when I was majoring in psychology, I still always visioned myself, like, being that dusty old professor talking about what makes us tick in some, like, Ivy League school somewhere. So I always wanted to be a teacher, and here we are. Let's see, number 16. If magic was real, what spell would you learn first? Are we talking Harry Potter here? Let's check the cake. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna turn it. Its little tail is starting to get a little browner than the rest of it. Yeah, I'm gonna turn it. Guys, this might not work out. Anyway, we're having fun doing the tag though, right? If magic was real. So are we talking Harry Potter magic here, or just spells in general? Because if it was spells in general, probably, I don't know, flight is pretty up there. Yeah, flight's pretty good and up there. Maybe teleportation. Let's go with that. Let's go with that, yeah, teleportation. So that I could go anywhere I wanted at any time. Number 17, share a favorite childhood memory. I have one for this. So most of my childhood memories involve my brother. He is only about 2 years younger than me, so we definitely grew up together. So one year, I was maybe about 6 or 7, which would make him about 4 or 5 in this story. We were going out to sled. It had snowed a ton, we were excited, and my mom, being the good mother that she is, would always make sure that we were very, very bundled up and ready. And if you've ever seen that movie, A Christmas Story, You'll Shoot Your Eye Out, do you remember how his little brother looked? Like, yeah, because he was so bundled up, that was us, okay? 3 pairs of socks, the whole 9 yards. But something else my mom would do is put Vaseline on our faces to, like, I guess, protect from the wind, like the cold air. So my dad had, because we had this big hill behind our house, perfect for sledding. And my dad had went out and dug us a path for our sled to go down. Now, to set the scene for you, to the side of our house was a door leading into our little like basement family room area, okay? Where we had a fireplace. Now there was a half wall built around here, well, like on 3 sides. And then the 4th side was stairs going up and out to the yard. It had snowed so much that the snow was actually level with this wall, okay? Now, I guess my parents thought that it would be fine since we had this nice little path to sled down. So, you know, here's my dad working in the basement. He's actually getting like all the old ash or something out of our fireplace, and he's opening the door and sitting the buckets like right on the other side of that wall. My mom is on the porch watching us, like observing us to make sure we don't kill ourselves. And everything is going fine until this one point where we start to head down on our little path on our sled. And you know, my brother's sitting behind me, I'm in front, I'm the oldest, I can drive. And suddenly we veer off the path and go sailing over this wall. And all she hears is like, crash, right? Yeah. And she tells the story that she just stopped and stared and was like, oh my God, my kids are dead. Like she thought, because she was like, I know there's like buckets of ash over there. There's like 2 buckets of ash, like big gallon buckets of ash over the other side of that wall. And she said, and then she heard one of us go, so here she goes hightailing it down there to see, I guess to make sure we're still alive and not, you know, laying in puddles of our own blood. And she said she rounds the corner to where the steps are to go down and get us. And we were so bundled up that we hadn't moved. Like we were still sitting as we were on the sled, I guess like because of the padding or something. But here's why this is such a funny memory. You remember the Vaseline on our faces? Yeah, when we hit that bucket of ash, it went everywhere. So we had ash stuck all over us to that Vaseline. It was everywhere. Like, I mean, it was all over us anyway, but that Vaseline, you know, it like hot glued it to our faces. And I mean, Mom said that it was just, if it was in the time of cell phones, I'm sure she would have taken a photo, but you know, it wasn't. So it's just in her memory now. I don't remember this, but I think it's hilarious just to imagine 2 kids like covered in ash, especially with Vaseline on their faces. Anyway, there's my childhood memory for the entire internet now. You're welcome. Number 18, what is your favorite social media platform and why? I only have 2, and this is YouTube and Pinterest. So I like them both for different reasons. If any of you are at all interested in the crazy outfits, makeup ideas, food, and teaching tips that I put on my Pinterest boards, feel free to look me up. It's Pax Panic there too. Oh, I think we're getting close, guys. We're gonna give it like another couple of minutes. Well, actually, we'll finish this because we're almost done. We only have like 5 questions left. Number 19, if you could pick any book character, who would you spend the day with? Kaylin from the Sword of Truth series. Yeah, because that world is fantastic. Yeah, Kaylin. For sure. She is what they call a confessor, which I'm not going to go into. You have to read the books because they're my favorite series of all time. They are fantasy series, but she is such an awesome character. Yeah, and plus I would get to meet Richard, who's the other main character of that story, and see their castle and that fantastic world. Kaylin from the Sword of Truth series. Number 20, what is your spirit animal? Okay, number 21, what old person thing do you do? If you've been here a while, I bet you can answer this. I crochet. My Poshmark store is always listed in my videos if you want to check it out. Don't feel like you have to buy anything, this is not a plug, but if you want to see the old person thing I do, there you go. Do you have a hidden, oh, number 22, do you have a hidden talent? I mean, I do yoga, so maybe I'm flexible. Oh, my thumb does this. Like super flat. Is that a hidden talent? I don't know. I don't know. Is that hidden? It goes really flat. They both do that. This one not so much. But this one really does. Anyway. Number 23. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Hopefully doing what I do now. With more of you guys. Yeah, I would love, well, you know what? I would actually love to like kind of break into doing more proofreading. I've really come to love the idea of that, and I think it stems from the fact that I've spent so many years teaching grammar, and I enjoy it. I do. So I would like to use that in another way, and if I can help, you know, authors out and be a part of the book making process to give life to another novel, all the better, right? All right, so number 24, getting close to the end. Share an item and tell us its significance. Okay, I had to go upstairs to the panic room and get this. So You guys might actually check in on our cake. So let's pull the cake out before I go into this, because this story gets a little serious, kinda. No, it's breaking! Ah! There is no way in hell that thing's gonna stay together when I flip it out of that pan. Anyway, we have to wait for it to cool so we can decorate. The item of significance. You guys are probably gonna be shocked. And please hang out for this story, because it's not, I promise, it's not gonna go where you think it's gonna go. This is my item of significance. So, let's rewind back about, God, 18 years? I was, let's see, 18, 19 at the time. I just started college, okay? I was driving a Geo Tracker rag top at the time, and I had a night class, and I came out and my top had been slashed and they had stolen all my CDs and a bunch of other shit out of the car. And at the time, you know, I was going to be going into theology, so I had my study Bible in there, right? And they stole that. Well, of course, I was, you know, I flipped out. It was terrible. I hated it. You know, I was like, screw all of y'all. Well, I show up for work a couple days later. I worked at Captain D's at a fish restaurant. And I had worked there a good chunk of my high school life and on into college. You know, it's fast food, it's flexible hours. I feel like most of us have been there. And I remember it was late and I was joking with a coworker, and I made the comment that said, "They even stole my Bible. I hope they read it." Okay? There was a lady who, she was a regular there, but she didn't say much, usually. It was just like, she was very sweet and went on about her business. And I remember when I handed her her food, she came inside. When I handed her her food, she said, "Did someone steal your Bible?" And I said, "Yeah, you know, I was just kind of like making light of it or whatever." And she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that." Nothing more was said. She left. So the next night, I was working again. And again, probably about 30 minutes before we closed for the night, here she comes and she orders. And she had a bag, like a tote bag. And I remember when I handed her food, she stopped me. Like she kind of, not like grabbed me, but like took my hand. And she said, "I have something for you." And she handed me this. And it was still in a box. You know, it's a good chunky, like, study Bible, right? And she said, "I feel like this belongs to you." And I mean, my 17-year-old self, I was like, "What?" You know, like, excuse me? She said, "Well, let me tell you how I came about this Bible." Her husband was a preacher and he needed a new Bible. And so they ordered this one. It's a Nelson Study Bible, a complete study system. And when it came from wherever they ordered it from, they sent two, but they only charged them for one. Now, being the good Christian folk that they were, she called them up and said, "Hey, you sent us two, you know, I would like to send this one back to you." And apparently they got rude with her and were like, "No, we didn't. No, we didn't." And after going around about it, her husband said, "I guess there's a reason we have it." She said it sat on her bookshelf for like 2 or 3 years. Still in the plastic, still in the box. Until the night that she came home and told her husband about moi. And he said, "That's who the Bible goes to." Now, it still gives me chills. And to add more to this story, this woman had no idea what I was planning to go to grad school for. None. Had no idea that I was planning to go for theology, nothing. When I get to that point in my life, you know, you have to have certain materials, right? And for my Christian studies classes, because we studied a lot of different faiths, which is why I have a lot of different religious texts, but you have to have certain additions, right? And I did go to a religious graduate school, and so they were very particular about the type of study Bible you could have. And each class would give you like a list, like, okay, these are the acceptable texts and study Bibles that you need. This guy was on every single list until the day I graduated. So I never had to buy one. Now, I think that's pretty awesome. And I will keep that until I die for that reason. So Lisa, if you're watching, I still remember you. I don't think she's watching, but I will never forget Lisa. I never will. That story will stay with me forever. I think it's awesome. Number 25, now tag some people. You know what? I'm gonna cop out on this. I feel like this is one of those tags where, you know, if you want to do it, go for it. But some people are private. They don't want to share a lot, and that's fine. And that's fine. I think it should be up to you what you want to put on the internet. So, let's see here. Oh God, it's not sticking, but it is cracked out of hell. Okay, so we have the science tubes. If you didn't watch episode 1, you won't get that joke. But I've got some decorating green icing. The other one was for cookies. I didn't feel like it was appropriate for this one. I feel like it would have taken forever. And then I got some of this like silver glitter sugar because it's a spirit. It's got a sparkle. And then of course we have our eyeballs and our science tubes. And I thought those would be really cool because I mean, come on, that they were made for the panic room. So let me get situated and rearrange you guys and we will do some decorating. All right, guys, moment of truth. I'm telling you, it's not gonna hold together. The thing was cracking like crazy. Oh, come on. Come on, Ghosty. Oh no, okay. Oh yeah, it's not doing well. It's not doing well, guys. Oh, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. We lost a little bit of his side. But it's not terrible. Look. Look. Look at the face. The face is intact. All right, now let's try. See, some of it's stuck. Let's try to decorate. I have our eyeballs. Should we do those first? Oh no. Oh yeah, that's right. It's pop open. Should we do those first? I feel like they're gonna be too small. No, they're not. Okay, yeah, let's do that. We'll put those there. And then we'll do like a little black bead mouth. That way we know like what where not to put the pounds of green icing. You know, these little shits melt too. All right, so, oh God, it's cracking so bad. I just put this on like a old cutting board because I thought it would fit well. I guess it's gonna have to live there now. Okay, so I don't have like a pretty spatula to do this, so we're just gonna like bloop. Oh, it's not too bad. That's not bad at all. And we'll just treat it like makeup. We'll just cover his flaws, right? We'll just cover all his little flaws. He'll taste fine. He will. You know, actually, when I was rearranging some of the shots, I found another get to know me tag that only has 7 questions. So hey, let me get icing all over my damn phone. All right, there we go. So yeah, this is just called the get to know me tag too. So yeah, you get a twofer for this. Oh no, oh no. You know, I'm not gonna call this a fail. It's still gonna taste fine. It's kind of a fail. Anyway, get to know me tag. This only has 7. So, number 1, what do you want to tell us about yourself? Well, Lord, I think I just told you guys everything. I'm a huge dork. And I love dorks. Like, I find dorkiness to be such an endearing thing. And I guess that's why I've tried to cultivate it in myself. Maybe. Also, awkwardness, if you can't tell. Super awkward. Very, very awkward. So if you ever meet me in real life, that's probably the first thing that's going to come across is that I'm kind of awkward, you know? Oh no, we're taking his mouth with us. Why does he look? He looks like some guy. He's like the ghost of a Ninja Turtle. I love it. All right, number 2. Who is your favorite author? Skip. I can't do that. I can't. I have too many. Let's see. One of my favorite. Neil Gaiman. All right, let's go with Neil Gaiman, but good Lord, I can't. I just can't. I can't tell you. I have so many. So stinking many. What is your favorite movie? again, we've kind of discussed this already. I really, really, really love American Psycho for all the reasons. It is exactly what I like in horror. You know, it has just the right amount of gore for me. It leaves a lot up to the reader or the watcher, you know, as to what you think is happening, you know, all that. So, yeah. But you know what? I also love stuff like, well, like Sin City, like I mentioned, Frank Miller's Sin City. I get caught up in the story. I love, like, oh no, we're taking pieces. Like gritty noirs, you know, where you can almost smell the cigarette smoke and the perfume and the leather. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. You know, maybe we'll just use this whole damn tube. Because, I mean, I'm squeezing it like a toddler brushing her teeth. So, let's see. What is your favorite TV show? I would have to go with What We Do in the Shadows. I absolutely adore that show. It makes me laugh every time. Oh God, I'm just making it worse. I'm just making it worse. Yeah. Oh God, I'm so sorry, little ghosty. You deserved better. You deserved better. All right. We're gonna call this in just a little bit. We're gonna finish this tag and then we're gonna call it. So yeah, favorite TV show. Definitely. The hell was that? Definitely What We Do in the Shadows. If you've never watched it, it's funny as hell. You should completely try. And if you've only seen the movie, watch the show, because it's funny too. What is your music taste? I have videos about songs that you should go check out. My music taste is all over the board. I do tend to stick with metal of various genres. I also like a lot of like post-70s punk, goth. Oh no, I'm pulling his body apart. Yeah, my music taste is all over the map. Suffice it to say, I will appreciate you if you are good at your chosen genre. Number 6, what is your favorite sport? Don't have one, really. I always liked to watch ice skating when I was a wee thing because I thought it was beautiful. Other than that, I really don't have a favorite sport. I know that's shocking to you. And number 7, share your super secret ultimate guilty pleasure, if anything. I do kind of have a guilty pleasure that I will share with you guys, and it is a TV show. Well, actually, it's a lot of TV shows. I love all these Netflix adaptations of comic books, like Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Well, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is the Netflix show. I also really like Riverdale. I don't know if it's the nostalgia factor or if it's the fact that these shows just go off the damn rails. I mean, Riverdale's insane. It's absolutely insane. I don't even know what to say about that show right now. I haven't finished the last season, but yeah, I don't get a whole lot of time to watch shows. So yeah, that's my guilty pleasure. All those like Netflix comic book adaptations, definitely. Okay, so this is a tragedy. Let's put glitter on it. Okay, we're back. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see that. That is fine. Yeah, so let's start with the bullet wound over here. It comes out fast. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's just sprinkle it across his body. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Let's put some on his face here. You know, I don't know if it's going to be out yet, but I just did a video talking about some, well, I mentioned some instances of Uncanny Valley and how much I love it. And oh my God, did we just make the most Uncanny Valley-est of ghosts. Let me give you guys the close-up. So guys, that's it. Thank you for hanging out with me and Mr. Ghost of Christmas Uncanny Valley. So guys, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. It would really help me out. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. I do. I think it's fun. I like to kind of just chill and talk to you guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. And like I said, please like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.